difficulties. I don't know if you noticed, but it looked like I was just a floating head, so I had to change my shirt up real quick. But I'm back. I'm regular now. I'm not a ghost. You can see me. Um, so sorry about that, real quick. But back to the topic of the show. Today we're gonna get a little more, little more on a little heavy subject. And we're gonna be talking about symbols and symbolism. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any pictures to show you, but there are some questions that can be asked if you have any questions about it or anything like that. Uh, Brother Ray, when we were off air, he had a comment about something that happened on the last show. Could you speak more on that real quick, brother?
Yeah, last week when I was watching the show, I heard you made a statement on about TV raising your kids wrong. My question to that is, do you think there's any symbolism in that particular situation?
Um, yeah, I do. I do think there is a lot of symbolism on TV, um, and it's more so. I do like watching cartoons on occasions, but I find it more so when in kids cartoons, which is real crazy because um, you got like Nick Jr. and all that stuff, and it's weird just to see these different little references to like pyramids with triangles on top, with the little open eyes. It's weird to see that, and I've seen it a couple times in cartoons and things of that nature. So it was just I was like, So because by doing that made me want to do a little more research and digging a little deeper, and that's how we came to this show. So yeah, I do think there is a lot of symbolism in TV.
All right. With that being said, what is your definition of symbolism? What is symbolism?
Um, well, my particular definition of symbolism would be more so on using characters or using images to represent something else or to have a greater meaning, which is hidden from people looking at it other than like a small group of people. It's it's trying to convey a message without conveying a message to the people who don't know. You're telling somebody something, you having these different images in it, and you want people to get it. But the only people that are going to get it are the people who understand what they're looking at and know what it means. So that's how it's in your face. They're giving a message, but they're not, because the only people that's going to really understand what the message is are the people that understand what the symbols are and what symbolism is. Now, as far as the dictionary and what the dictionary says of what symbolism is, it says the use of symbols to represent ideas and qualities. It's the practice of representing things by symbols or inventing things with symbolic meaning or character. So basically, it was just said the same thing I said, but in a more technical way. It's to represent ideas. You know, it's to represent, like I said, ideas and meaning. So that's the dictionary definition of it. Um, what were you about to say, brother?
Oh, nah. All right. And then what about the Illuminati thing that's going on right now that everybody seems to be talking about more and more as time goes by? They beginning to get more exposed. What's going on with that situation?
Well, with the whole Illuminati, like with Jay-Z and Rick Ross, everybody saying they Freemasons, they down with that. Well, I mean, I have my own opinion about that. For people who don't know who the Illuminati are, it's this secret organization, 13 families, and basically these 13 families are the ones that control the world, that run stuff. You know, straight domination, monopoly, game over type. You know, so that's what's going around with that. Now, it gets a lot deeper than that, and I don't know if we have enough time to get that deep into it. All I can say about it is, you know, strictly my opinion, they're evil. They want world domination. As crazy as it may sound, far-fetched, but it's one of those, you know, conspiracy theories that's out there, people talking about, trying to, like I said before, get Jay-Z, Rick Ross, all them caught up in, you know, different hand signals and hand gestures and things of that nature. So it's deep. It's deep. It's all over. It's in rap videos and on TV. So, you know, it's crazy. It's something that you would have to definitely do your research on. And you know, it's something else to think about, you know. Does it have to deal with all this, you know, it's 2012, December 21st, what's going to happen, you know, the Mayan calendar and all that. So it's crazy, you know. That's, yeah, it's something to think about, do your research on.
Do you believe in it?
Well, I do believe in it. I think it's real, you know. I think they out here to take over, you know, starting with where the place we at now, you know, America, then they gonna go all over. So yeah, I do believe in it. It's real. I don't know, yeah. But let me ask this. Somebody asked me this question the other day, and it's funny that we're actually speaking on it. Someone asked me, how is it possible that everyday people, you know, like myself, are able to talk about, you know, these Freemasons and Illuminati, and nothing happens? But when he says, but when you look at these celebrities, mainly Tupac, when he speaks on it, he gets murdered for it. Is that even real? And all I have to say about that is when you're dealing with like the Illuminati and who they affect and how they get their reach out there, it's all about how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? Are you somebody of influence on a national scale that can, you know, change people's lives by what you say, or, you know, you can dance real good, you can sing well, you know, you're an ill rapper, you know. Are you someone that can influence people? And you know what I'm saying? These artists like Pac and Jay-Z, you know, R.I.P. Pac, you know what I'm saying? All these influential artists out there, you know, they're on a national level. You know, they reach millions and millions of people across the globe. And that's what they want, you know. They give these people all these opportunities like, yo, here, we're going to give you all this money. We're going to give you this and that. But yet, we want you to say this. We want you to speak on this, you know. They want you to talk about their agenda, you know, get you caught up in living the fast life and not worrying about, yo, how am I going to, you know, make sure my son or daughter got money so that they can go to school and have lunch or the bills paid. You know, they want to distract you with things that don't really matter, you know. And they use these rap artists to keep you up in that, you know, keep you focused on, dang, what beef is out there now, or what Beyonce do, or, you know what I'm saying, who's going to jail next. You know, like they want to keep you caught up on that. They don't want you to worry about, you know what I'm saying, your liberties are being taken away and calling it, you know, protection, and we keeping you safe. You know, they don't want you focusing on that. They don't want you focusing on things that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They want you to focus on, you know, American Idol and reality TV, which is fake. I hate reality TV. It's whack. It's not real. But that's me. But yeah, so that's how I feel about it, you know? But yeah, but to bring it all back, I'm sorry, I kind of went on a tangent, but let me bring it all back. It's all about influence, you know. It's who's listening to you, you know, who's gonna buy your album all the time, or who can you get to, you know, and kids are imitating that. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Kids pretending to want to be, you know what I'm saying, drug dealers out there. Don't even need to be. Don't need to be in school learning something. You know, so what they say does matter, you know, and who they affect does matter. Because who they affect, you know what I'm saying, could be my son, your daughter, or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Even grown-ups, even adults. You know, they can get just as easily caught up in this as quick as these young kids out here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta know what's going on. You gotta know what's good, what they talking about, what symbolism is, and how to decipher that shit, decode. You know, it seems like crazy, far fetched, but you know, it's real. It's out there. So that's how I get about it.
Let me ask you this: you got any kids of your own?
Yeah, I do. I got a son. It's my dude. Love him to death. You know what I'm saying?
So how would you try and keep him away and keep him alert of what's going on out here?
Well, you know what I'm saying? I would have to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's still young, you know what I'm saying, running around trying to eat everything. So I really can't talk to him like that yet. But you know what I'm saying? Like when he gets of age, excuse me, when he gets of age, I'm just gonna be like, yo, dude, you know what I'm saying? Show him what different symbols mean, how to interpret it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you need to watch out for this because this is real. You know, and have different things that, you know, I want to show him to back up all of this information that I'm giving him. But, you know, it's going to be a little bit at a time because a lot of what I know will be too much for him at one sitting. So over the years, I'm going to give him a little bit more and a little more, you know, let him see it for himself because that's the biggest thing, you know. Knowing what I know and like just doing research and just going on the internet, buying books from the store, you know what I'm saying, trying to put things together and then actually seeing it, you know, seeing these what an upside down star means, you know, knowing that's the head of Baphomet, you know, not trying to get further or too deep in it, but you know, that's what it is. That's what an upside down star is, you know. And a lot of people think it's cool because it's a star. Growing up, what you want on your name? You wanted a gold star. I know I did. I did everything I could to get a gold star. You know what I'm saying? But when you turn that star upside down, that's what it represents. That's what it means. You know. So hopefully, when you see that, that'll you know come across like, oh snap, that's not good. But so yeah, I would teach my son everything that he would need to know to be ready for this. You know, just to have an understanding and to be like, yo, dang, I see it. I see it right there. Look, it's right there. It's right in your face. You know what I'm saying? They put things right in your face, but as a whole, people don't know. They don't have a understanding, and that's not their fault. You know, someone probably didn't tell them. You know, they just wasn't aware. But, you know, for the people who are, they should let other people who aren't know. Like, yo, this is what these symbols mean. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at it with a different perspective. Like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to stop messing with this. You know, or you know, like wow, this is crazy. So yeah, I would teach him everything I would have to, you know, let him know, let him see it for himself, and then you know, kick it like that.
How do you break down the saying money is the root of all evil?
That's a good one. How do I break it down? I would guess the best way I can break it down, it goes into worship, a religion. You know what I'm saying? If you're worshiping this money, which is a false god, it's not gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? That's not. Yeah, it may help you. You know, get some new clothes, pay some bills. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But at the end, is it really going to get you where you need to go? Is it going to make you smarter? Is it going to make you tougher? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to help you in areas that you actually might need help in? Not just financially, because that's what money is. It's a financial help. You know what I'm saying? So is it going to help you, if you're a spiritual person, is that going to help you spiritually? Is it going to, guide you in the right path? No, it's not. It's going to guide you in the right path of making money, because that's what it is. It's money. But it's not going to guide you in the right path of making sure how to raise a family. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to tell you what to do. If you ask it, like you going to ask $100 bill, yo, how am I going to do this? It's not going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So how is it the root of all evil? You worshiping money and you not worshiping the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You looking at it like, yo, I need this. I need this. This is my God right here. You know what I'm saying? It provides me with everything I need, but it don't. Materialistic stuff ain't gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Wanting the new shoes ain't gonna help you. Having the newest J's on your feet ain't gonna make you smarter. Yeah, they fresh. Shoot, I want a new pair of J's. You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna make me a smarter person. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna help me figure out, you know what I'm saying, how am I gonna teach my son about symbols and about understanding just life in general. It's not gonna help me do that. It's gonna make me look cool though. You know what I'm saying? So if you always want money and always want to buy stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna only lead to evil things. You know what I'm saying? And it might not, and doesn't necessarily have to be, you know what I'm saying, you going out and killing somebody, which it can lead to. But it doesn't have to be that drastic. It can just take your whole focus off of what's really important. You know what I'm saying? What you should be focusing on. You know what I'm saying? That's family. You know what I'm saying? Most High first. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? That money's taken away from that. All you focus on is money, 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 money. What about everything else in life? You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody probably knows millions of stories about people who got mad money end up killing themselves because they ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody in particular, but I know people have heard of that. And it's like, dang, these people had everything. Big house, a lot of cars, you know what I'm saying? And they end up killing themselves. They wasn't happy. They wasn't fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So that should let people know money, yeah, it can help in certain areas financially. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to help you in areas where you need it the most. You know what I'm saying? Have a stronger mind. You know what I'm saying? Be physically fit. You know what I'm saying? Have a good relationship with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? It's taken away from all of that. So that's how I break down, you know what I'm saying, money's the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time though, it does mean, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna go out there killing people and doing mad evil to get money. You know what I'm saying? Like mercenaries and, you know what I'm saying, people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it can lead to that. So I do not want to exclude that, but yeah, it can lead to that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would break down the root of all evil. It's taken away from what you really should be focusing on.
All right, with that being said, man, I was just sitting here thinking about what I was looking at on television yesterday. Sorry to jump off topic. R.I.P. Rodney King.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, Rodney King, that's crazy. Yeah, for everybody who didn't know, you know what I'm saying, Rodney King passed yesterday. They say he fell face first in his pool. They found, I think, they said drug paraphernalia, open alcohol bottles. So they just figured, he just had too much of a party, got tired and fell in the water, unfortunately. But yeah, that was crazy, It's funny you say that because just thinking about that, like the whole LA riots and all that stuff that went down, that was crazy. I mean, and it was messed up that you got these 4 cops got acquitted for apparently like just beating this man till he almost died. I mean, and he got it on videotape, and you acquit him. Like, I would be angry too. I mean, I wasn't, able to understand what was going on at that time. But, thinking about it now, like, yeah, I'd be mad. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you knew them, like, personally, a family member, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy. The whole riot, wow. Yeah, but yeah, it is, you know what I'm saying, sad that, you know what I'm saying, this gentleman passed yesterday, 47 years old. Yeah, yeah, that's you know, definitely want to shout out his family. You know, um, much love goes to him and all that. Yeah, so yeah, wow, forgot about that. Yeah, that was yeah, wow, Rodney King, that's crazy. But excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just going over some notes real quick. But yeah, let me I got a couple little little anecdote, little sayings that I picked up over my couple, you know, just doing just different research and watching different things. But just um, speaking on when we was just on symbols and things like that. Um, I have a quote here. Um, Signs and symbols control the world. Let me repeat that one more time. Let me repeat this one more time. Signs and symbols control the world, not phases and laws. Let me repeat that whole thing for you guys one more time, just so it can sink in. You can really understand what it's saying. Signs and symbols control the world, not phases and laws. That's Confucius. Confucius was a, you know what I'm saying, one of those. He was brilliant man. Um, Back over in China. But yeah, that's a powerful quote right there, because that's basically what I was talking about when we first started the show. Symbols and how they're everywhere. You know, people aren't aware of the meaning, but once you get aware, you'll see how far they go. You know, how much control they have over people, and people don't even know it. You know, when symbols are made, they're made with certain energies. You know, when words are created, they're made with certain energies. You know, so it's like words are very important. You know, and so are symbols. But right, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent and speak about that. That's another show. I'm gonna stick to the symbols. But yeah, it's everywhere. And once you have a better understanding of what they mean and how they can affect you, you'll be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I really need to, you know what I'm saying, get my mind right and inform other people, and stop this madness that's going on out here. But I have a um hold on one second. I have a oh yeah. So yeah, it just having that understanding of symbols. So yeah, that was Confucius right there. He's powerful dude. I like him. Um, so yeah, I have another another quote, and it's funny too because when I seen this when I seen this quote, it was funny because it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, Brother Ray, about what I'm saying, why celebrities is affected more than people like me talking about the Illuminati and stuff. It's all about influence. You know what I'm saying? The more influence you have, the more help you can give to them and their agenda. But like I said, not to like I said, I seen this quote on a shirt, and it was worn by Jay-Z, which was crazy because a lot of people say Jay-Z's a Freemason and he's down with it, throwing up the pyramid and this, that, and the third. So when I seen that, I was like, I don't know if that's more proof that he's down with it, but it was definitely intriguing, Brother Ray. But the quote is, "Do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt." And that's basically saying, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? The laws and all these morals that, what I'm saying, your teachers tried to teach you and your parents tried to teach you, and what the law says, forget that. It's not important. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go out here, you know what I'm saying, and steal and kill, go ahead, do it. Do what you want. That's what it means. That's what it's saying. Forget everything else. Everything else doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that matters is you and what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a crazy statement or crazy. That's crazy just to have written down to even think about, even to speak on. You know, and the writer of that quote is Aleister Crowley. And for the people out there who don't know who Aleister Crowley is, he's the one who started the Church of Satan. It's crazy. He was so deep into Satanism and witchcraft. I'm sorry, excuse me, and witchcraft. Like he formulated, he grouped letters and he formulated his name to equal 666. And if you want to know what that is, that's the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? That's Satan, the devil, Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? Baphomet, whatever you want to call him. That's who that is. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I love that. This is me. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? He labeled himself the most evilest man in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for me, if that's what you gonna label yourself and that's what you doing, then shit, you deserve it. Straight up, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to be on the dark side. You know what I'm saying? That's how you live. Then shoot, then whatever. That's you. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna inform everybody about you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you coming over here with those crazy ideas and influencing people I care about. Nah, that's why I'm here, trying to educate everybody out there, put you on. But yeah, that was from Aleister Crowley. He said that, and it was just funny to see Jay-Z wearing a shirt that said that. You know, does he know who said that? It wouldn't surprise me if he did. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's a very intelligent brother. You know, he knows a lot. He knows a lot about symbolism and things that I'm talking about, Freemasonry and all that. He knows. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't surprise me if he did know where that quote came from. Does he live by that? Would he tell you to go out there and do what you will, do what you want? Probably. Who knows? But yeah, I just found that real funny. Did you see that? I seen it in an interview on what was that? Something like MTV or something like that. You ever see that? You ever see him wearing a shirt like that?
Yeah, I seen that one time.
See. So I'm not the only one. You know, if you just now tuning in, it's Casey on the Casey Show. I got a caller on the line, brother Ray calling in from the hometown of the Beantown, Boston 617. You know, so he's on the line. And for everybody out there, you know, if you want to call in, ask questions, you know, make a statement, whatever you've seen or heard, you know, please don't hesitate to call in. You know, we'll take questions, anything you got, you know, bring the heat. But back to what I was talking about before. But yeah, you know, if he wants to do that, that's him. But like I said, I don't be out here, you know what I'm saying, letting these people know, like, yo, we need to watch out for this dude. We need to watch out for these symbols, you know. You need to watch out what he's saying, because he's not telling you to have a good time. He's telling you something different. You know, dealing with that, there's always two sides to a story. You know, you got the face value story, then you got the meaning behind it. You know, and that's what I'm trying to let people know, that second meaning. You know, how to understand what they saying and what they really mean. You know, so yeah, that was crazy when I seen that. That was real crazy. And that's not just saying about Jay. You know, there's a whole bunch of other superstars out there who are doing it, who trying to get down with the Illuminati and all that. It goes across the globe. So yeah, not to just single him out. It's just that's what I seen on his shirt. It just caught my attention. You know, so yeah. Let me see. Okay, I got something else for you. I got something else. if a lot of people out there, this is a PSA, if you will, public service announcement. All right. So just check this out. Just listen, and I'm gonna explain after I get done. But it goes something like this: diversion is the primary strategy. Let me say that one more time. Diversion is the primary strategy. The simplest method for securing silent weapons and gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined, ignorant of the basic system principles, while keeping them confused, disorganized, and distracted with matters of no real importance. Let me continue. Whereas the media keeps the adult population's attention diverted from the real social issues that's going on and captivated by matters of no real importance. And I had to say that again. The school keeps the young public ignorant of real mathematics, real economics, and real law. And most importantly, real history. Entertainment is kept below the 6th grade level. The public is kept busy walking, and the results is no time to think. That's the PSA. And basically, all that ties into what I was saying before. You know, your people here are focused on, like I said, reality TV, who got the latest kicks, who's dating who, what scandals happen with what celebrity. You know what I'm saying? You want to know if Shanika was out last night with Pookie, and if Pookie was there, if he had a good time. Like, all that stuff don't matter, man. That's not even secondary. That shouldn't even be on the list. You know what I'm saying? You need to focus on what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in the world politics. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with Greece, and how is that going to affect us in the long run? You know what I'm saying? You need to worry about, all right, is how am I gonna get little man to school? You know what I'm saying? You gotta worry about things that are important, not these frivolous, shows they got out here and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how they get you. They want to distract you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a magic trick. You worrying about, oh snap, dropping papers. Hold on, sorry about that. But you worried about what's going on over here when everything you need to be worrying about is going on in this hand. But you so distracted about oohs and ahs and look at that. It's all this, that, and the third, whatever. And you're not even paying attention to what's really going on. So it's time to wake up out there. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get our mind right. It's time to have a better understanding of what these symbols mean and how to interpret it. Next time I do talk about symbols, I'm gonna have a little whiteboard. I'm gonna have to draw them out for you and show you different signs and symbols. But if a lot of people, I'm about to explain one. This symbol's all over the place. It came out in the 60s to stop nuclear war and all that, and that's the peace symbol. I know a lot of people say the hippies came out with it. So it's everywhere. It's on shirts, earrings. People make food out of it. It's all over the place. But basically, that whole symbol is a pagan symbol. And witches used to do this back when witches was out and rampant. Not saying that they don't still do it now. You got witches nowadays, modern witches and Wiccans and Wiccans, and all that other stuff. So, not necessarily saying they, I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying they don't. But back in the day, witches did. And basically how it came about is what witches would do, to give them peace, since that is the peace symbol. What they would do is they would take a cross, a wooden cross, and one turn it upside down. And if anybody knows about that, if you have a cross turned upside down, that's like blasphemy. That's straight disrespect, you know. And that's in itself alone is, like I said, very disrespectful, you know. But they would take it a step further, and they would break the ends, which then gave you the peace symbol. Now that it definitely has a couple different names. The peace symbol's one, which is crazy, but it's also called the crow's feet, and it's just a line with a triangle and another line in it. It's the peace symbol, and that would give them peace, because that was their way of saying, "Yo, we hate the Most High, we don't care, and we love Satan." Simple as that. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, so you know, yeah, that would give them peace, and hence you got the peace symbol. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, where'd the circle come from? Why is there a circle around it? You didn't say nothing about the circle, and you're right, I didn't, but I will. And where the circle comes from is they would go out during the day. They would have the cross with them, the wooden little cross, turn it upside down, and break the ends. But while they're doing this ritual, they would hold it up against the back. They would hold it up against the sun. You're probably asking yourself, well, why the sun? Well, again, you got to definitely do your research on this. But the sun is another symbol of Satan, of Lucifer. And where does the sun come from? Well, the sun comes from Egyptian worship, or sun worshipers, which the Egyptians were. They worshiped the sun, you know. And so what witches would do is, knowing this, they would grab their cross, go outside, break the ends, hence give them peace. And that's how the peace symbol came about. Now, they're going to give you all this different stories on how, oh, yeah, it came because of this, it came because of that. Okay, we got you. But like I said before, once a symbol is created with certain energies, it always maintains those energies. It doesn't change. It may have a different name. You might even be able to change the color. But at the end of the day, you can't change that energy. You can't change why it was created. It was created for a reason, and you can't change that. So they'll say, oh, it was for the war and stop nuclear, this and that, hippies, love, peace, free love, all that. Yeah. But that's not what it was for. You know what I'm saying? It was something that witches did to, you know, give them peace and defy the Most High. So, yeah, that's how that came about. Trying to think. I know there's a couple more. I really do wish I had my chalkboard, Brother Ray, but I don't. I left it so I can draw this stuff down and the viewers can actually see this. But yeah, trying to think. Yeah, I mean that's I can't get me more into that than just you gotta have a better understanding of these symbols, and once you get that understanding going, and get that knowledge, then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about and to see what's really going on in society and in the world, you know.
Yeah, it's understood, my brother. It's understood.
Yeah, man, I dig it. But we're getting close to the end of the show now. You know what I'm saying? For all the viewers tuning in, I thank you for tuning in to the KC Show. This is your boy, KC, and I want to say thank you to my guest, Brother Ray, who called in. But at the end of each show, I'm gonna end it with a quote. And I have a quote here, pretty good quote. I found it last night reading the quote book. And it goes, human beings, by changing their inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspect of their lives. So for me, it's what that means is if you can change the way you think, you know what I'm saying, the way you analyze, the way the way you analyze life and how you interpret different situations, if you can change that for better, you know, then everything around you will be easier to handle, to maintain. Like we were saying in last week's show, you know, makes life easier. You know, Brother David said it best. You know, if you have a better understanding of who you are inside, you know, then you have a better understanding of how to deal with life. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. I'm out.